Sunset in Los Angeles. What a beautiful scene here. And a hoops hotbed for this West Regional semifinal. It's the Sweet 16, the Alabama Crimson Tide out of the SEC, the 4 seed in the West, taking on the top seed, the Carolina Tar Heels. Clemson advancing past Arizona. They've taken down the 3 seed in Baylor, the 2 seed in Arizona. Now is it going to be all ACC in the Elite 8? Or is the SEC going to represent? Hi, folks. Brian Anderson, Jim Jackson. We'll hear from Allie LaForce in just a moment here. But this is one of these games, Jimmy. It is going to be up and down. The pace is going to be serious, and the guard matchup is excellent.
And that's where it's at. It's Mark Sears for Alabama, 6'1", 185 pounds, often compared to Jalen Brunson against R.J. Davis. Outstanding score. Going to be a good one.
Noticeably absent Latrell Wrightsell Jr. For more on that, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, yes, not only is he not starting, he's not going to play at all in this game. He left Sunday's game with a head injury. He's still dealing with that injury. We're talking a 45% shooter from this team, averaging 9 points a game. It's a huge loss. Nick Pringle will start in his place. It's his 14th start of the season.
Good stuff, Allie. Thank you. And you feel bad for Latrell Wrightsell. He's been battling these injuries, these head injuries, and they're hoping to get him back at some point, but they're gonna need a run. They're certainly gonna need to go to the Elite 8. Here we go. John Gaffney, Mike Reed, Steve Anderson, our 3 officials. Alabama controls the opening tip. 2 teams that want to play with some serious pace, and it's Aaron Estrada who gets the scoring started.
And I like that too. And the easy 2, a little curl play inside. Estrada able to hit that little runner. Keep in mind, Alabama doesn't have the best rim protection, so look for North Carolina to do a little bit of that. Okay.
It's a big shot early for Elliot Cadeau. And what I mean by that, he is hardly defended at all. He's not a threat as a shooter, but he knocks down a little mid-range jumper. We'll see how that strategy goes throughout the game. Estrada, he's coming out here firing. Offensive rebound by Grant Nelson. He is fouled, and Nelson will go to the line. Transferring in from North Dakota State. Nate Oates, the Watertown, Wisconsin native, just signed a big extension on Monday. He's done a great job here at Alabama. 7th NCAA Tour appearances in 8 tries, first at Buffalo and now here at Alabama. And there's Hubert Davis, legendary player at UNC, an assistant under Roy Williams. How about his tournament record? He's 7-1. Tar Heels missed the tournament last year, but they made the run in 2022 to the championship game, lost to Kansas. And Hubert Davis has his heels in the Sweet 16 again.
Yeah, he's beat some of the big-time coaches in this tournament run in regards to his young time or short tenure at North Carolina, looking to add some more to the table.
Pringle, he's the man Allie mentioned, starting for Wrightsell. And it's Harrison Ingram, and that's blocked by Nelson. Grant Nelson, the 6'11" senior transfer, already making an impact. Estrada missed it into the hands of Cormac Ryan. And he throws it out of bounds. Officials looking at one another, that'll be Alabama ball.
Well, when you're 6'10", sometimes you don't need much. If you have a long wingspan, all you need is just a little touch right there to take away that easy shot for Ingram. I tell you, Grant Nelson is a talented young man. Made the adjustment from the mid-major to big-time basketball. Such a value add for Alabama on what they do.
Sears turned it over, active hands. Ingram runs a break, gives it up. Cadeau resets it. Ingram hit 5 3-pointers in their win over Michigan State in Charlotte in round 2. And the floater by R.J. Davis. He's an All-America player from North Carolina, the ACC Player of the Year. And R.J. Davis back in the NCAA tournament. He's their best scorer, their #1 option. Estrada has been active early. Sets up a 3-point try. Ryland Griffin rings the bell. Going to see a lot of threes from the Crimson Tide.
Well, they want to get it up, but how you get up the threes, I think, is very important against this North Carolina team. Because if you just force it up, that allows them to get out in transition. That one, excellent defense. And speaking of which, that's going to be open all day. Even when Cadeau makes it, the Alabama defense and coaching staff is not going to overreact and then try to take that away. They're going to make him earn it a little bit more.
Cadeau has not made a three-pointer since March 2nd. Until that one right there. He had missed 11 consecutive threes. More active hands. Alabama loses the handle. Carolina pushes. Here is Harrison Ingram. Transfer from Stanford. R.J. Davis at the controls here. Trying to work the two-man game with Baycott. Cadeau finds Ryan. Great pass. Cormac Ryan rings the bell. Elliot Cadeau has hit 2 shots. And he makes a nice play right there. Serious playmaker, the freshman point guard. He's been a game changer for UNC this year. Sears cut off, can't get free, and he turns it over again. Davis on the run out. Davis, no! And Cadeau runs it down. Another chance here for UNC. Ingram's got the big fella on him. Nelson takes him out. Spins and lays it off the glass. Pro move by Ingram.
You give good teams too many chances or too many shots at the rim, they're going to make you pay. And that time, offensive rebound and transition, and Ingram sized up Grant. Took him to the well and finished it.
Pringle lost the handle. More fumbling of the basketball in the paint for Alabama.
Some early nerves.
Baycott gets it deep. A flurry of moves and a foul on Pringle. 8-0 North Carolina run here. They're up 12-7. They'll have free throws when we come back. Special move right there by Harrison Ingram. Tournament summary, how about UConn? A 30-point win over San Diego State, trying to repeat as champions, and they roll on to the Elite Eight. Clemson taking down Arizona on this floor. First time in 44 years, Clemson advancing to the Elite Eight. Jimmy, our advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ. So 87 plus possessions per game this season. That's 4th most in Division I. Alabama is a team that puts up the 4th most three-pointers. Their three-point makes this year currently 2nd in the nation. They want to let it fly.
They want to let it fly. They want to get it up, but that goes to decision-making by your guards. I think it's very important that you understand time and score, when to shoot it, when to pull it back. And in particular, in a game like this, shot selection is going to be your best defense, because if you shoot it out of whack and you're not balanced, North Carolina make you pay for it quickly on the other end.
Armando Baycott, one of the all-time Carolina greats in his 5th year, a double-double machine. Baycott in the NCAA tournament alone averages 19 and 11. UNC's record holder for double-doubles and rebounds, and first team all-defense ACC this year, something he's very proud of. Carolina off to a 10-0 run. Seth Trimble on the floor for the Heels. Excellent defender off the bench. Jalen Withers is in for the first time as well. Sam Walters gets his first minutes for Alabama. And Estrada, little floater is good. He's a lefty, got to his strong hands. That stops a 10-0 run.
Initially, good defense by Trimble, but Estrada stayed with it. Lefty on the baseline. Tough shot, too, because you don't have a lot of room to work with, but able to get it up and over the top.
Not guarding Trimble either, and he makes him pay. So the 2 targets for Nate Oates to sag off of. Cadeau and Trimble have both hit shots in this one. Both hit three-pointers.
When you think about it, and there's a shot that time from the perimeter, but Nate Oates saw the same defense being deployed last year to Jaden Bradley, who now plays at Arizona. So he adopted that same philosophy.
Hot pass. Stevenson in the corner. His first shot at airball. Carolina pushes. Davis will run the point here with this group. Baycott now spinning off Nelson. Got a lot of moves. Baycott can't finish it. And Nelson rips down the board. There's some length on the floor right now. Nelson at 6'11". He can shoot it. Is willing to shoot it. Walters at 6'10", also willing to shoot it. But it's been Estrada, and he misses the layup. Estrada is getting a lot of touches early for Bama. Already his 5th field goal attempt. R.J. Davis slips it to Baycott. Baycott patient, lays it in. Those two.
You think they've been playing together? You think they've been playing together for a little while? I mean, because Bacot knew exactly when to slip it. RJ knew exactly where to put it.
Cormac Ryan with the block, but a foul is called.
The key to a pick and roll is patience by the point guard. Second, understanding how to pass it or where to pass it to your big. That time, Bacot playing off 2 feet, able to establish himself, and see right here at the end, it's Cormac Ryan gets Sears right there on the hand, albeit a little light. It was still some contact. What an advantage it is to have with Hubert Davis, your 2 bookend.
Yeah.
A high-quality, big-time point guard, and there's Mom shooting the free throw. And then the post presence inside. So when you're not shooting the ball well from the perimeter, guess what? You can anchor in, post up Bacot inside, try to get some hard-nosed baskets until you're able to knock in some outside shots.
Can beat you anyway. They can run, they can grind out possessions, and they can shoot. This guy especially, Ingram, in and out.
A little miscommunication that time by Alabama. Not recognizing where Ingram was at, got away with it though.
Estrada gives it up to Stevenson. Stevenson from Chapel Hill. Playing against the Tar Heels.
He grew up like 10 minutes away from campus.
Nelson reins in a 3-pointer. So the big man steps out, fills it up. Carolina was in Charlotte for their opening weekend. They beat Wagner, the 16 seed, by 28, and then beat Michigan State by 16 as Alabama forces the turnover. Sears pushing. Sears getting past the level, and he's fouled by Withers.
And Withers that time saw Trimble, but Trimble was in the corner, or short corner, not all the way in it. He threw it to an Alabama defender. He knew that a player for North Carolina was there. Watch him identify. Trimble is coming in, but he throws it right in between 2 of them, Ingram and Trimble.
Made up his mind, but didn't take the last peek. Jalen Washington is on the floor for Bacot, gets a block in his first possession on the floor. Second year at UNC, Jalen Washington, his first healthy year. A guy who missed a couple of years in high school with ACL injuries to both knees. Starting to emerge. You get some spot minutes. Oh, Sears let it fly from deep. Wow. Sears can cook. He went for 26 against Grand Canyon in round 2, and Alabama has answered Carolina with an 8-0 run of their own.
Averaging 28 points in 2 games in this tournament, and he realized the Lakers and Clippers both play here.
Davis misses. Withers, offensive ball, and a putback. Jalen Withers had a terrific round 1 game, and then in round 2, they were picking on him on the defensive end, and then he ended up coming up big for Carolina in that one. Here's Sears again, floater no. And last touch by Diabate, and that'll be Carolina basketball. A furious pace here, as you thought it would be. Alabama beat Charleston, the 13 seed. They scored 109 points in round 1, and then Grand Canyon, who had the upset win, a 12 seed. Alabama beat them by 11. That was in Spokane. Alabama went on a 17-3 run to finish it. Washington fouled. Stevenson got caught in the air. And that'll take us to a timeout. The under 12 timeout. Jalen Washington with free throws for the Heels when we come back from LA. Carolina leads it by 4. No matter who you're rooting for, fan work is thirsty work. Is Coke Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Hubert Davis, ACC Coach of the Year. And a moment ago, he was with Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach, after a strong start, Alabama goes on the 8-0 run. What's the key in keeping their offense at bay?
Well, we got to take care of the basketball and take good shots. You know, I never worry about transition defense. If you make shots, you take good shots, you get to the free throw line, and you take care of the basketball, then they're always going up against a set defense. They're getting points in transition because we're turning the ball over, and our shot selection's gotten worse. We got to get that back.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Allie, I mean, way to get that question in this time. That was really good of you, right?
She didn't get a question in last time.
I liked your poise and presence right
She got an answer in.
She got an answer.
Too, but she didn't get a question in. Hubert was fired up against Michigan State. That really turned everything around. There's another three by Seth Trimble. Younger brother of Carolina star J.P. Tokono. The Menominee Falls, Wisconsin native has come on and hit a couple of three-pointers. I feel like Hubert Davis has challenged a couple of guys who have not been guarded in Cadeau.
But Hubert's a shooter. He understands this. If you're open and it's a rhythm shot and it's a good shot, we have confidence that you can make it, especially if you're a perimeter player.
Nice slip there. Nelson missed it. Pringle's up there for the offensive board and a putback. That was good action late in the clock. Alabama within 5. R.J. Davis guarded by Ryland Griffin. That's a key matchup tonight. Griffin, an excellent defender. Davis finds Baycott. Pringle, he left the man you can't leave. And Baycott made him pay. Nice dish by R.J. Davis. Pringle's going to be a key here with no Reitzel Jr. available. If you're just joining us, as Sears hits a little baseline jumper. Latrell Reitzel, head injury, hurt in round 2. Has been dealing with some head injuries. Not available tonight. Withers, got away with a travel. Baycott, no good, and Pringle clears it away.
I think the pass surprised Baycott that it got to him, and he kind of rushed the shot.
Foul on Carolina.
Well, Carolina early, able to find some room to get some shots, being open because the defense is shifting. Of course, and this is going to be open for Elliot Cadeau, just how open he is, and that's the key. But then also for Trimble, in the scouting report, it's going to say these are the 2 or 3 players that we're going to back off of. Those are the 2 that got it.
That was a look from our AT&T connected cam. Green hits a 3. Ryland Green, the Dallas, Texas native, reigns in a triple. 4 made threes from both teams here in the first half of this first half. 2-point Carolina lead. Cadeau, the point guard, back on the floor. Sets up Baycott. Oh, Cadeau slips to the basket. Oh, he missed the layup. Elliot Cadeau is right there.
So he makes the hard ones, and he missed the easy one. That's a game of basketball, man.
Couldn't believe he was that open in the paint amongst the trees.
A beautiful pass by Baycott.
Sears again, he's got a quick release. Run down by, Estrada cannot corral it. Out of bounds, off Bama. And Carolina ball here. There's Nate Oates. He likes the pace of this game. Certainly a team that will let it fly, but Jimmy, they have really struggled in the Sweet 16 round. Just 1 win in their program history in the Sweet 16. They're 1-9 all time. Trying to do it a much different way under Nate Oates. Fully analytics driven. Stepped on the sideline, Bama will take over.
Well, the challenge is, and we saw this in the Clemson game, when you get to the Sweet 16, all the teams are good. They can play. And defense and offensive execution, staying steady with the game plan, not getting too high, not getting too low. Those are the things that help you to advance. And if Alabama wants to do this, this North Carolina team is going to throw a lot of things at you. You just have to hold your poise.
Estrada's got some shake to him. Couple 55s matching up against each other. Estrada and Ingram. Now Baycott switches over. Estrada with the hook shot. He's got it in his bag. He's got all the tricks. Estrada has been aggressive to start this game. It's a 7-0 Alabama run. They are tied at 26 here. Been 3 runs in this game. And a steal by Estrada. Up ahead, Sears. Trimble right with him. Tough man to shake, Seth Trimble. How about Aaron Estrada?
And the lefty already 6 field goal attempts, and understanding he's not going to shoot it right over the top of Armando Baycott, so he chooses to have a little running sweep, hook.
I mean,
off the glass.
Statue out front here. Green.
Oh, Magic too. Magic with the running hook.
Water's good. Sears blows a kiss to the crowd. He got his swag on early Alabama in front. Unanswered three. Elliot Cadeau, a developing story here with Trimble and Cadeau hitting three-pointers. Carolina's, there's a foul. Cadeau fouls Griffin. Carolina's always searching for that third score, and right now they're going 4 and 5 level here.
Well, look, not even thinking about it. The ball comes back, steps right into it. Now, the interesting thing about the defense that you're going to see with Alabama is Grant Nelson is going to play off, and he's going to be mainly in the center. Why? Because he's the designated double team guy on Baycott.
First one's good for Griffin. A reminder, you can get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Rylan Griffin, 13 points in 30 minutes against Grand Canyon in round 2. Alabama just put the pedal down late in that game. Trimble up ahead on the break, he's fouled. And Cadeau put that on a dime.
But you can't let that happen coming off the free throw situation, because you got to get back in transition. That was 1 or 2 dribbles, and then Carolina was at the basket. See, 1. That was 1 dribble, beautiful pass, and you can't get beat like that.
So set Trimble at the line. Trimble and Cadeau giving him some big minutes here. Trimble just a sophomore. One of the great defenders in the game. Check out this pass from Cadeau. Man, that gives you an idea.
But, you know, in these games too, Brian, we headline to headline talk about how they need to be impactful and great. But when you see a championship team, when they make their runs, whether that's the NBA or in college, it's always that 3rd or 4th guy, that 5th guy, somebody that contributes in that moment that elevates a particular team above that.
Carolina grabbed the last #1 seed this year. UConn was the top overall 1 seed. Here's Sears. He drives, patient, and Sears puts it off the glass. Got to his left hand, his strong hand. He lays it in. Cadeau right back. He put so much stress on you defensively, even after made baskets.
As you can see, Sears, why his top, beautiful
Estrada.
defense by Estrada. Here we go, back and forth. Both teams not relenting. It's going to be a good one, B.
Game summary, Bama leads it by a point. Elliot Cadeau, 3 of 5. He's made 2 3-pointers at this point. Moment ago, Allie LaForce with Nate Oates.
Well, Coach, we know you can trade baskets with anyone in the country, but how do you slow down this North Carolina offense?
I mean, Cadeau and Trimble are making more threes than they made all year, so we're going to have to make a little bit of adjustment. We were playing the playoff, then we can't give up easy buckets, so we just gave up a transition. We had to foul off a free throw, so we got to eliminate the easy ones, the old boards. We finally cleaned up our turnovers. They weren't scoring off our turnovers. Now we're going to have to make a little adjustment off Cadeau and Trimble.
Thank you, Coach.
And the adjustment is going to be to inch up a little bit more. I don't think you're going to overreact and now try to deny them the ball on the perimeter and open up driving lanes, because you're still going to end up double teaming sometimes in the post when Baycott is in the game.
Nice finish. Sears once again. And he gets to his left hand.
But you can see why his comp is Jalen Brunson. I mean, because they both are shifty. They're strong inside, can finish at the rim, creative with their shot making.
Cadeau again. Air ball. Let me give you some numbers here. Nate Oates, he's a math guy, a math teacher. When he says they rarely shoot, Elliot Cadeau this year, coming in tonight, 8 for 48 from 3-point range. 8 for 48, 16%. Seth Trimble, in the last 12 games, only attempted 8 3-pointers in the last 12 games. These are not players you're expecting to shoot the threes, but they've bitten them early. Sears again. Got Ryan on his hip, gives it up. Estrada, he's one of the few guys that is allowed to shoot the mid-range. Now he's re-teed for a 3. And Davis runs it down.
But I tell you what, with Davis, good peel back by Sears. With Cadeau and also Trimble shooting, that means that maybe R.J. Davis and Cormac Ryan are not shooting. So even though they made them, they're not high-volume shooting guys. So eventually, the numbers will skew back to where the mean is.
Stevenson loses it. Ingram defending, gets a steal. R.J. Davis drives, missed the layup. And Stevenson pulls down a tough rebound. Carolina got away with a foul right there. Here's Estrada again. Little mid-range is good. Nate Oates will yell at everyone else who tries to shoot a mid-range jump shot except Aaron Estrada in this analytics age. That's Estrada's game, though. Coming from Hofstra. Watch Masters Live for exclusive coverage of Amen Corner 15 and 16 and featured groups. Watch live on the CBS Sports app. I was going to say,
which one?
Player?
Which player
is your favorite to win the Masters? All right, I'll go Scotty Scheffler.
That's all right.
Davis. UNC has missed 7 of their last 8. Now it's Cormac Ryan, the 25-year-old. 4 years at Notre Dame. Ryan hits a 3. To your point, Jimmy, those are the fire starters for Carolina.
Doesn't take much. The patience. Cormac Ryan. It was a short closeout that time by Mark Sears, so Ryan had time to tee it up.
Ryan's got 2 3-point attempts. Davis 2. Ingram just 1. Griffin hits another one. Rylan Griffin, their best defender. He's hit a couple of 3s. Looking for Baycott inside. Baycott spins. Double counts. Nelson with a block. And it's a held ball.
See what I tell you? Because Nelson is in the middle of the lane. Now he's able to get to that double team or that block shot a lot easier. Look where he's coming from. So that's 2 steps, and he's 6'10". He's long enough to recover. Whereas if he was up closer to Cadeau or to R.J. Davis, then he wouldn't be able to get there for that block.
Cormac Ryan fires again. He's got another one. Ryan hit 6 3-pointers against Duke in ACC play. He is not afraid. Tough kid from New York City. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Ryan is pumped. Carolina's got 7 3-pointers down already.
Well, when you play with R.J. Davis and Armando Baycott, you got guys who are going to attract a lot of attention. Your job as a shooter is to find the opening spots. And that time, Cormac Ryan able to get there. Sears, Grant Nelson kind of pushes that hip out. So it's an easy call in the middle of the floor by the officials. If you stand still, the defender's going to have to go around you anyway. So
Ingram, shot fake, tries. Ingram with the left hand. Nicely done, Harrison Ingram. Sears, Wagee, his first minutes on the floor. Mohamed Wagee, and he turns it over right away. Carolina pushes Davis. Met at the rim. Back there to clean it up. A rebound and a dunk. Alabama comes right back. Up top. No, they blow the layup. Wagee gives it to Griffin. Boy, furious pace here. Tied at 41.
And no rest for the weary. In North Carolina, you score one, and if you don't get back in balance, beautiful.
Fundamentals.
That's what 5 years of experience gets you right there, man. That kind of footwork inside and patience.
Straight out of big man camp.
Better believe it.
Griffin, another 3-pointer is down. Rylan Griffin on fire here. His 4th 3-pointer.
If you didn't know, Alabama can score the ball. I mean, if you really wasn't paying attention, this team, I mean, does not allow you to take a breath after a successful offensive possession. For them, they come right back at you.
Approaching the 3-minute mark of this first half. Entertaining game. Davis the pull. Short. Baycott got the rebound. Where's the foul here? That's John Gaffney on the call. Going to stay on this end of the floor. So foul on Alabama. Take a breath. This one's going to be a wild ride today. Let me take you back. Prime Jim Jackson era right here.
Come on, baby. 92.
92, Dean Smith, North Carolina. Whip Sanderson, Alabama. Big shot, Bob. Robert Ory for Alabama, made buckets by Hubert Davis for UNC. Carolina won it. It's the last time they met in an NCAA tournament game. And then what'd you do to Hubert Davis in North Carolina later in that tournament?
Sent them back to Chapel Hill.
Ingram rips a three.
Difference maker. We saw it against Michigan State, and we're seeing it again when Ingram now relieves some of the offensive pressure.
Oh my goodness. Pringle was up there a mile, but it was even too tall for him. Baycott from Ingram with the left hand. On the break, Carolina finishes off.
What can Harrison Ingram do? I mean, that time he took it coast to coast and dropped off a nice little dime to Baycott inside.
Bama down 4, Aaron Estrada. Guarded by Paxson Wojcik. Wojcik gets his first minutes here. Sears can't shake Cormac Ryan. Now shot clock is 7. Sears is bound and determined, and Sears misses the layup. He wasn't going to give that up.
No, he was determined to take Cormac Ryan off the dribble, but the length played a role in why that basket was made a little bit more, or that shot was made a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, Ryan at 6'5". He's not afraid with the long three, and he's got another one. Cormac Ryan. 8-0 Carolina run. And Cormac Ryan has it cooking here in LA. Hey, don't forget Saturday, we have another huge college hoops title game at the NCAA Division II level. The Division II Men's Basketball Championship. Reese's Division II, Saturday 3 Eastern on CBS. Streams on Paramount Plus. You can watch every men's game live. Best app going right now, ncaa.com/March Madness. Download to stay up to date on all the action. Carolina on a run here, 8-0 in the last minute and a half. See if Alabama has an answer. Late first half, Estrada saves it, and Estrada will pull up.
Yeah, he saw Baycott right there, but smart enough to pull it up, and being the lefty, he had the inside lane on that shot. A little tougher to challenge.
Ryan will crossover. He's feeling it. Now Baycott. Baycott with Pringle on him. The double team comes. Missed it. Ingram is there. Ingram backs it out. Under a minute to go. The shooters are out now. Ryan, his first miss. Offensive board, Wojcik. Ingram, the flyby. Three-pointer is good. Harrison Ingram. Carolina by 8. Griffin drives. Excellent defense by Davis. Griffin gets it back though. Estrada, he fires a 3 and an out. Wojcik with the board. Shot clock is off. Hubert Davis wants to run some clock, take the last one here. The run is 11-2 for Carolina. Davis waits for Ingram. Now he goes. R.J. Davis, and a foul by Sears. Just clocks him with 3.9 seconds left. Now that's going to put him to the line. Ooh.
Yeah, all body and arms that time. R.J. Davis with the between the leg crossover low. It's a 1-and-1, and a little pain right there with the hit and hitting the hardwood.
The elbow stings right now.
Yep.
AT&T at the half, first half analysis and an update on Illinois and Iowa State. The game's in Boston right now. Latest NCAA tournament news all coming up. AT&T at the half. We saw an ACC team and Clemson advance. Last shot is strong, and that'll take us to the half. Carolina goes on a flurry to finish the first half. An 11-2 run over the last 3 minutes. Carolina leads it by 8, the top seed in the West. Send it to Allie LaForce with Hubert Davis.
Well, Coach, we all know the second half is the most important half. How do you keep this team firing on all cylinders?
Well, I was really proud of them in the first half. You know, we talked earlier. We started taking care of the basketball, getting good shots, and that allows them to go up against a set defense, which is good news for us and bad news for them. We have to continue to do that in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, facing a team that fires a lot of three-pointers, Carolina matching them. Matter of fact, Carolina's made 10 three-pointers in the first half. 54-46, AT&T at the half coming your way. All the pageantry of March Madness. Alabama out of the SEC, Carolina Tar Heels out of the ACC, and Tar Heels leading by 8 as we get ready to start this second half. Those three-point numbers are massive. And Jim Jackson, there are a lot of teams that can go toe-to-toe with Alabama from beyond the arc. Carolina can.
You saw the numbers. I don't have to tell you. It's, 17 made threes between the two, but it's how you get the three. I think that's what's very important to me. Within your half-court touch, are you moving the ball around? And now you're finding the opening, a little hesitation. You're able to knock it in. But Alabama, they come right back at you. It's a deep, deep three. Right there by Sears, and then off the pick and roll, able to knock it in by Griffin. So it's not the volume, but it's how you get them when you hit them. And both teams, look, on the year, Bama takes 30, UNC takes 22. So look for more to go up in the second half.
Allie LaForce, give us the Nate Oates comments from halftime.
Well, he told me his main concern is rebounding. Quite frankly, it's his only concern. He thought they were the better team for 17 minutes. 15 second chance points for North Carolina. He said it's unacceptable. It comes down to effort and grit and more attention to detail on the defensive side.
Yeah, the rebounding side is all knotted up, but Alabama's an excellent rebounding team. Here's Griffin, misses a three. It's a third chance here for Alabama, speaking of rebounding. So they follow up, and Sears cuts it. Sears lays it in with his offhand.
Well, here's the thing. Coming into the second half, both teams had 8 offensive rebounds. The difference, like Allie talked about, was that second chance points, it was 15 North Carolina, 9 to Alabama.
Offensive foul and a Carolina turnover. The 10 made threes by the Tar Heels, their most all year. In their program history, 17 is their record for made threes, but in the NCAA tournament, it's just 13. Those are the rebound margins we're talking about. Alabama normally dominates when they win. Pringle passes to Nelson, and he's bumped off the blocks by Ingram.
A smart play by Pringle because Baycott was just laid in the lane. So Pringle just drove it, forced Baycott to come up, and that enabled him to drop it off inside to Grant to pick up that foul.
Just reset it. Latrell Wrightsell unable to play today. He is a key player, their best three-point shooter for Alabama. Pringle's starting for him. It's a big loss for the Crimson Tide. Elliot Cadeau shows it, gives it to Ingram. Now a reset. It's still the 5. Nelson guarding the point guard. Cadeau as Ryan missed it. Made 4 in a row at one point. Ryan gets it back. Wild pass, but it ends up around the horn. Cadeau across court. Everybody's getting a touch here. Baycott wrestles down an offensive rebound. Davis swings it over to Cadeau, who drives. Cadeau, no. And Griffin secures.
Cadeau made that a lot harder. See what it has to be. Whoa.
Pringle coming in hot. Missed the layup.
Either team able to take advantage of some numbers they had offensively. It's a good transition defense by North Carolina to kind of get back, but Cadeau trying to challenge 6'10", Grant at the rim, didn't pay off.
Ingram got Nelson on him now. The switch in the corner, Cadeau. Griffin picks him up. Cadeau, pass was too hot, throws it out of bounds. Carolina a little unsettled to start this second half. Another turnover. Hey, cheer on your favorite NCAA team with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to ncaa.com/shop.
Well, Elliot Cadeau, despite hitting a couple threes, still doesn't trust it. And it's obvious in the last 2 possessions because he's had shots where he get it pulled up. He tried to get closer to the basket, hit a tough shot, and now a turnover. So, again, success is one thing, but having supreme confidence that you can shoot it at this level, at this time, is a little bit different.
That's going to be an offensive foul on Nelson. And it'll put the ball back in the hands of Carolina. Nate Oates disagrees. Up and at Mike Reed. Mike Reed's been a Final Four official. John Gaffney, Mike Reed, Steve Anderson are 3 officials. Randy Richardson, the standby official. This Sweet 16 matchup in Los Angeles. Winner to the Elite Eight to play Clemson on Saturday night. Cadeau left open. Cadeau, no, and that is Bacot. And now he and Mohamed Diabate get tangled up. Another offensive rebound for Bacot. He's got 4 offensive boards, 8 total.
Well, keep in mind, this Alabama team throughout the course of the year, you played against Zach Edey, Ryan Kalkbrenner, okay? You've been able to do that, so you face some really good centers throughout the course of this year.
And foul. Bacot drew the double. And they're going to get Nelson on the foul from behind. Diabate thought it was going to be called on him. He was protesting, but Nelson picks up his 3rd. Yeah, the reach. And then on the arm, says Mike Reed. Bacot at the free throw line. His free throw shooting is much improved. It's been a big part of his game this year. Carolina missing the NCAA tournament a year ago. Bacot made the announcement shortly thereafter he was coming back for a 5th year. Just dominating the NIL market. Why would you leave? He is in demand.
And he attracts so much attention, and to kind of pay off the point with Alabama, you got P.J. Hall for Clemson and also Umar Ballo from Arizona that this Alabama team has faced throughout the course of the year. So all the centers are a lot different. So it allows you to scheme defensively and utilize that to try to tap into it like tonight when you need it. But the contrast to that is Armando Bacot install all the defense. Everything you want to throw at him so he's comfortable operating out of double teams.
Step back 3, R.J. Davis missed it. Nelson with a rebound, and that's going to be a foul, and they're going to get Bacot. Delayed whistle here. Bacot upset after Carolina pulled down another offensive rebound. Davis is struggling right now. He's just 1 for 10, and he's missed 9 in a row. Davis made his first basket. So far, Carolina hasn't needed him to that extent. He's been a second-half player all year.
It's kind of interesting. Caleb Love, who struggled for Arizona in that first game. But you don't see RJ. RJ is not trying to force the situation as much, even though he has some open shots. He just had to make beautiful backdoor.
So Walters has been quiet as well. He gets to the basket. Walters able to score for the first time in this Sweet 16 game. It's a 5-point Carolina lead. Walters on Ingram, and Sears and Cadeau collide. And they're going to get Sears on the foul. I'll tell you, Sears has had some hard fouls. Remember, he popped R.J. Davis at the end of the first half, and he just
he sent the message on that one right there. Okay, he could have easily tried to go around that one, but he wanted to go through Elliot Cadeau. He sacrificed maybe a foul for that to maybe send a message that I don't set another one.
He doesn't look like a lineman, but he seems like he's had some time on the
sled. He got low on that one.
Empty set for Carolina. Here comes Alabama, down 5, can chip into it. Diabate missed it. Diabate battling. Cadeau comes out of it, speed dribble. He's got Diabate on his back. You could see that coming. Cadeau, he's a freshman, but he is savvy. Diabate was right on his back, and he picks up an easy call here. Threw it into second gear.
No, he cut him right off right there, picked that up. Cadeau is going to be what I consider another one of the great point guards, has the ability to be a great point guard at North Carolina. Because you already see the IQ for the game. He's going to gain confidence in shooting and believing that those shots are going to go in.
He fires the 3. And Stevenson with the rebound. So Cadeau made his first 2 3-pointers. He's missed his last 3. Estrada guarded by Cadeau here. Estrada spins, lost his balance, and still finishes. Man, what a basket. There on Estrada. Davis. Estrada switches onto him. R.J. Davis trying to get going. Misses another one. Nelson tips it, but it's out of bounds. Nelson was there for the rebound. He was looking for a side tap, though. It's going to be Carolina ball when we come back. Aaron Estrada deep into the woodshed here. Oh. Thank you, Hall of Famer Ernie Johnson. So Illinois by 10. Who's going to match up with UConn? They beat San Diego State by 30. The overall #1 seed UConn trying to make a historic run, go back-to-back for the first time since the Florida Gators 06 and 07. Baycott comes up short, gets his own, blocked from behind. A third chance, and Baycott lays it in.
I mean, he had to stay with it. Grant recovered, blocked, influenced, but Baycott always maintained inside position, finally able to pay it off.
Here goes Nelson, driving on Baycott. With the reverse and the switch of hands. That's a big man with some skill right there.
Some North Dakota State moves right there when he was putting numbers up, but that just shows you his versatility.
Ingram, short, Baycott. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Baycott is furious. It's the second time Mike Reed has hit him with a foul. That's his third now.
Well, let's take a look. So the shot goes up. Stevenson gets him on the inside, and it's the push right there. Two guys going at it a little bit.
Baycott's going to sit here.
I mean, there's been much more physical contact on both ends of the floor to call that. And maybe it's because he got the offensive rebound and he gained the advantage because of that. If the ball goes to the side or something, I don't think he calls that foul.
You don't see the defender get the benefit of that call when he's completely turned with his back to the basket right there.
Unless it's an obvious push, you know, in the back.
So Nelson now going to work with Washington, just in for Baycott. And he sticks a foul on Jalen Washington. Hey, Grant Nelson, he's found another gear here in the last few minutes.
Well, but smart play. He drove on Baycott, finished at the other side of the rim. Baycott has exited the game. Now you got fresh meat that comes in Jalen Washington, and you go right at him.
Nelson knocks down the first 81% free thrower. Thursday, April 4th, our spirits will be lifted when Ghosts return with a fantastically fun new episode. Ghost, it's all new beginning Thursday, April 4th here on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus. Alabama is within one. This run is 10-3, covers the last 5.5 minutes. 8 ties, 7 lead changes. These two teams going at it for a trip to the Elite Eight. Trimble cut off, nothing there. Keeps the dribble, little turnaround. Stevenson right on him, might have got a hand on that.
I think he did.
Jared Stevenson, excellent defense. Estrada sidestep. Here's Walters, lays it in. The lefty Sam Walters. That's what he does. He gives Alabama the lead. The Crimson Tide, they've had an answer for North Carolina on 3 occasions already. Trimble finding Ingram. Ingram drives. Turned away, Ryan, pull up. Estrada the rebound.
The difference is Sears got into the body of Cormac Ryan. So it wasn't a short closeout like we saw in the first half.
Stevenson, and out it goes. Sears set him up, Stevenson couldn't hit it. Now Stevenson's got a battle with Washington underneath. Baycott on the bench. He's not exactly resting though, he's standing over there on the bench. Just picked up that third foul. Davis shut off. Estrada's right on him. Great effort. Shot clock at 8. Ingram spins, working on Nelson. Wow, what finish. Harrison Ingram.
You know, two things can be read at the same time because that was an excellent defense. But better offense and creativity by Ingram right there to kind of make something out of nothing. Big time basket.
Tied at 59. Nelson on Trimble, and Ryan comes to help. Knocks it out of his hands. That'll be a held ball. Possession arrow, Carolina.
Here's why we say he's the potential, the pro potential right here to create a shot in some tight quarters. Ingram once again stepping up big time, 5 for 9, 12 points right now, 5 rebounds and 4. Check it out, 4 assists.
Send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach Davis has said he has set the tone for the team, for the chemistry. He said as soon as he got on campus, he was our connector. When he comes into a room, people literally just gravitate to him, and he said we knew what he could do on the basketball court, but it's the intangibles with his personality and leadership that really have made us a different team.
You know, talk about Harrison Ingram, and Hubert Davis says he just brought a level of toughness to the program. He's a tough-minded guy. He's strong. He was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year at Stanford, 2 years there. High volume three-point shooter. He led the way with 5 made threes against Michigan State. Tied at 59. Carolina ball. Here's Ingram again. Turned back by Walters. Walters at 6'10's got some length. Cormac Ryan looked like he was a little shaken up that last possession, but he's going at it with Stevenson. Can't get him off the ground. Now a little fadeaway. No good. Ball's loose into the hands of Sears.
Excellent defense by the freshman Stevenson.
Sears spins. And Withers fouls him. Jalen Withers with the foul sends us to a timeout. Media timeout under 12. Withers his third.
Looking for the next bracket buster? Just tell Siri, show me the college basketball schedule.
Sweet 16 continues tomorrow. Doubleheaders on CBS and TBS. It all starts with the Nissan NCAA tip-off show at 6:30 Eastern on TBS. About the Big East, now 7-0 with UConn's win earlier today. The ACC is 9-1. They got 5 teams in, 4 advanced to the Sweet 16. We saw Clemson win on this floor earlier today.
It's a shame they had such a down year in the ACC, and it wouldn't be formidable outside of maybe Carolina in the NCAA tournament.
Marquette and NC State tomorrow. As Estrada hits a mid-range jump shot again, and it gives Alabama the lead.
Fight through to get back, get some defensive stops. Again, doing an excellent job of not allowing RJ Davis to see any free space.
Cormac Ryan guarded by Estrada. And Ryan on the move, missed it. Stevenson the rebound. Alabama was down 10 on a 9-2 run here. And here's Sears. The follow, no! Stevenson, a second offensive rebound. Pringle looks hurt. Yeah. Stevenson going to the line.
Why? But when he came down, a lot of times you see this, you come down maybe on somebody's foot and not for sure. We'll take, I mean, he was high above the rim. The shot is up. No one puts a body on him, but right here we can't really see how he landed. And right, oh, it's like he was on the step back.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Don't like that look.
Non-contact.
Goes to the bench. Already shorthanded as Stevenson in and out it goes. Ingram with the rebound. So Alabama, 61-59. They go into the bonus here. They're taking Withers. I beg your pardon. They're taking Pringle. No, he's going to stop at the end of the bench. I thought he was going to the locker room for a moment. Keep an eye on it.
Yep, it looked like it too.
Alley's over there hawking it. Davis drives. Davis with the left hand. Knifes his way in. Tied at 61.
And one of the few times Davis was able to turn the corner.
Walters for 3. No, Stevenson again. Looked like he took a shot to the head. Davis out of the pass. RJ Davis driving again. Missing. Another miss. A third. A fourth. Ingram's got it back. Multiple chances for Carolina. Davis can't buy one. RJ Davis. really struggling here. Carolina ball, they say. Last touch by Alabama.
Wojcik, I thought, had it right.
Ooh. You get under 2 minutes, you can take a look at this, but you don't do it now.
No, Yeah, they changed it. Yeah, Wojcik and his fingers, I thought, got the ball at the end.
Yeah, the officials just came together and talked it over.
Yeah.
And so John Gaffney with the overrule.
And he had a different angle, I guess, to be able to see exactly who, even though that was tight quarters, a window to kind of look at, see who touched it. He felt confident in what he saw.
Tied at 61, Alabama basketball here. Diabate back on the floor. Estrada, he's got some shape. He got some boogie and he missed it, and that's a foul. Diabate. He's dropping bodies out here. That's this 4th foul already. It's an amazing story. Diabate was just a into the bench type player, getting very few minutes. And Nate Oates put him into a game against Arizona, actually, and he played well. Then all of a sudden, Diabate worked himself into the rotation. They may need him in a game like this, but he just picked up his 4th foul. He's 1 away from a DQ.
Yeah, so he has to contain some of his awesome energy and play solid. And a smart play, go right to Baycott on this.
Wojcik passed it up. Davis guarded by Griffin. Excellent perimeter defender. Oh, a touch foul. And Rylan Griffin called for a foul on the perimeter. That emphasis on freedom of movement. Doesn't look like much, but it took him off his line.
But I will tell you this, in that foul, Alabama is making it extremely difficult for R.J. Davis to turn the corner. Now, with that said, when he was able to turn the corner, he caught the ball on the move. So he had the advantage on his initial defensive player. And I think that may have to be employed a little bit more with R.J. coming off the ball, catching on the move, and then attacking. That way he can have a slight advantage and either make a play for himself, attract the defense, and make a play for his teammates.
Both teams in the bonus, Jim. We're going to have free throws for the rest of this second half, as you see the foul on Rylan Griffin, which sends Davis to the 1-and-1.
But you see the position Griffin was in? Even if R.J. Davis was to attempt that shot, it'd be a difficult attempt. And that's what I'm saying, is that a lot of times Steve Nash used to do this in the NBA. He wasn't the quickest, but he would catch the ball on the move, and now his defender is a step behind. Now he can turn the corner and make a decision on what he wanted to do.
But a dreadful game for Davis. Maybe those free throws, he had that drive, maybe that'll get him going. Carolina needs him. Carolina in front once again as Sears kind of held the ball, an offensive foul. Sears upset. Turnover, Alabama.
Watch the defense by R.J. Davis, a slide.
Oh, he stepped out, Jimmy, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, and watch right here. R.J. pushed a little bit right there.
It looked like carried with it. Yeah, he didn't step out, he carried the basketball.
And he was held by R.J. Davis that time with that left inside hand.
Wojcik. Wow, Paxton Wojcik. Son of Doug, who's a Michigan State assistant. Gave him some good minutes in round 2. Wojcik coming off the deck for a 3-pointer.
Well, put him in a category, too, where you see how you're going to see Grant Nelson, how he's playing Wojcik and also Trimble and also, Cadeau, not up into him, giving him enough space. And Wojcik just stepped right in there and says, all right, you don't think I can make it?
Well, he graduated from Brown. Father was an assistant at UNC. That was the first made 3 of the half for Carolina's. Griffin misses, and we go to Allie LaForce. What do you have on the injury front, Allie?
Hey, Brian. Well, Nick Pringle, who went back to the locker room after landing awkwardly and grabbing that left heel, turns out it's a heel bruise. Best case scenario, because he's on his way out and will be back on the court soon.
That's a great call out, because, Jim, non-contact, you grab the back of your heel, that the one thing comes to mind.
Achilles, yeah.
So that's a great report from the Alabama locker room. Carolina on a run here. It's 7-1. Griffin hits that last free throw. And the Heels lead it by 4. Davis goes to work, he lays it in. Shot Shots not falling. He's driving.
The hesitation, the patience, and then the quickness to get into that slot. Opened it up for RJ. Big time basketball defense. But good tip.
Diabate. Mohamed Diabate from Queens, New York. Playing with those 4 fouls. Here's Big. Hammers it down. The two-man game with the Carolina Living Legends. Griffin for 3 on an answer. Right back at ya. Timeout. Hubert Davis. Oh, they're throwing some haymakers now. Carolina by 3.
Let me catch my breath because we got the slot pass to the dunk. Oh, man, good play. Celebrate big time. But guess what? Right back at you. Griffin says, take all 3 of those.
Looking like a shootout here. 70-67, 10 ties, 9 lead changes. Carolina's biggest lead was 10. That was when it was 19-9 in that first half. And Bama, biggest lead is 5. 2 VIPs in the house. Dan Gavitt, Senior VP of Basketball. Charles McClellan, the SWAC Commissioner. He is the NCAA Tournament Committee Chair. Putting this bracket together, he and his committee, and we welcome those 2 here. And we thank them for letting us be here. They're kind of in charge of this thing.
We love it, man.
2 great guys enjoying some excellent basketball here today. Clemson outlasting Arizona in the first game. Who is going to match up with him? Is Baycott coming back with the 3 fouls? He misses. Bodies on the floor. It's Griffin out of the pack.
Now Pringle's back in the game, but he has a little limp to him right now. But he's fighting through it right now, knowing that they need his presence inside to guard Baycott. Excellent job despite not having the lift. And speaking of which,
he misses another. Davis. He's 0 for 8 from 3-point range. Griffin's been a hot hand. Rylan Griffin has 5 made threes. He shows it to Baycott. No room to work. Rises up over him. Can't get the bounce. And it's going to be a foul on Pringle. And he is really hurting here. Now the under 8 timeout. That's going to buy him a minute. For Alabama, the Sweet 16 has been a doomsday, but the one and only time they made it, Mark Gottfried against Jim Boeheim. Bama beat Syracuse in 2004. The one and only Sweet 16 victory got them into the Elite 8. They would lose to UConn that year. 1-9 all time in the Sweet 16. Right now, Alabama hooked up in a dandy here with UNC. Carolina, the top seed, leads it by 3. It's been 20 years since Alabama advanced out of the Sweet 16. Nate Oates keeps getting more bites at the apple, though. Bama Sweet 16 3 of the last 4 years. Going to be in the penalty the rest of the way as Cormac Ryan, an excellent free throw shooter, hits the first of a 1-and-1.
Well, you said though, Brian, when you talked about the potential for a free throw shooting contest between the 2 teams, and right now, that's what it looks like. You know, coming down the stretch of the game, as your body gets tired, your mind gets tired, you got to figure out ways to get to that stripe and be able to take advantage of those free opportunities.
Heels lead it by 5. Alabama with the ball. Approaching the 7-minute mark of the second half. Grant Nelson going on Baycott, and there's 3 fouls. Grant Nelson, he's had a couple of reverse put-ins in this game. Nelson with 11 points. Looking about the free throw story, it's going to allow these guys to get a breather. They both want to play fast, these teams. Ingram spins his way in, a shot with the good hands. Ingram gets it back, dumps it to Baycott. Oh, he missed the dunk. He blew a tire. Sears pushes. Nelson drives. Nelson, he's fouled. Woj got him on the arm. And Nelson to the free throw line.
You miss, Bama gets it, and they make you pay in transition. And that time, Baycott lost it as he was attempting to dunk. Beautiful pass by Ingram, but right back at you. Crimson Tide come at you fast, man.
So Grant Nelson got a double-double going here, 11 and 11. Can add to it. 81% free throw shooter, a big man who can give you a flurry of moves in the paint. He's good on the block, but he can shoot it from 3. And he's a very reliable free throw shooter. Bama as a team, 78%. Jimmy, you jinxed him.
I didn't say anything. You were
It's his first miss.
pontificating right there, and he missed a shot.
2-point Carolina lead with the ball here. Ryan's going to pull it over Sears. Nothing but nylon. Cormac Ryan with his 5th three-pointer.
BA, no hesitation on that shot right there.
Estrada, the fake, the finish. Got that YMCA game going
But
strong.
I think you keep forgetting sometimes he's a lefty. So you're contesting sometimes on the right side of his body, and he's like baiting you in so he can clear space to get that shot up.
Baycott backing Pringle down with that injured heel, trying to play through it. You can tell he's not stable, Nick Pringle. 7 to shoot. Davis knifes his way through, extra pass. 2 to shoot. Ingram, no. Estrada with a rebound. He pushes. Griffin gives it right back. Estrada steps into a 3. It's good! Aaron Estrada coming up big. We are tied at 75. Approaching the 5-minute mark. 19 for Estrada. Pringle with a foul. Limps out of it. Aaron Estrada, Jimmy, a guy who was a star at the mid-major level at Hofstra. He's coming up big here in his first year for the Crimson Tide. His 4th program he's played for. Started at Hofstra, Oregon, or started at St. Peter's, but a stop in Oregon and then Hofstra, 2 years at Hofstra. R.J. Davis at the line. 87% free throw shooter. Calmly knocks the first one in. Gets another one here on the 1-and-1. Coming in April, we head to Augusta National Golf Club, a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Azaleas are coming in. And a little more madness to go before we set you up for the Masters. As Davis hits both on the 1-and-1. Carolina back in front.
Yeah, and here Grant Nelson bringing the ball up, trying to set something up. I'm sure it's for Sears coming off his weak side.
Nelson taking Wojcik down on the block, and Wojcik fouls him.
That's almost like an NBA play. Find your matchup or your mismatch. Figure out how to exploit it. That time, Nelson was able to clear the left side of the floor to get it inside of there. And the switch between Ingram and Wojcik right there gave him the opportunity. And that's just scouting. They knew that North Carolina would switch, so they set it up by Grant bringing the ball up.
Wojcik at 6'5", trying to match up with a guy 6'11". Nelson knocks down the first free throw. So it'll be double bonus the rest of the way here, the final 5 minutes. Alabama with 9 fouls. Next one will give Carolina 2. Clutch free throws right there by Nelson. We are tied once again. 77 all. 12 ties in this game. 9 lead changes. Davis behind the back. Can't shake Griffin. He's going to take a tough 3. In and out.
Outstanding defense by Griffin again. R.J. Davis not able to turn the corner, forced to take a long contested 3.
The irony of Caleb Love's three-point shooting game for Arizona and R.J. Davis here tonight. Nelson putting on a flurry of moves. Scores inside. Nelson taking control. Alabama's in front. 9-2 Bama run right now. Covering the last 2 minutes. Nelson with 16 points. Baycott going at Nelson. Double comes. Baycott loses it. Alabama forces the turnover. Under 4 minutes to go in the Sweet 16 matchup. Trying to get the ball to Nelson, guarded by Ingram now. Nelson for three. Got it! Grant Nelson dominating right now. Timeout. They are pumped on that Alabama sideline.
Well, Brian, it's a reason why this Grant Nelson was coveted from North Dakota State, because of his versatility. Right now, when he needed to step up big time, he provided the firepower. Well, it's all about the Grant Nelson show. Now, in your reports, you're going to see things that say he only scored 6 points in the last 2 tournament games. But that don't discount his talent. This young man can put the ball in the hoop, and right now he's on a long 7-0 run for Alabama. You put the ball in his hands, he's proven, Brian, you said that he can shoot from the perimeter, but the ability at 6'10" to put it on the deck and attack is what makes him a tough guard.
He's given Alabama the lead. He scored 10 of the last 15, including the 7 straight. Does Carolina have an answer here as we approach the 3-minute mark? Jalen Withers drive. Jalen Withers, strong finish. The kid from Charlotte lays it in with the left hand. Heels needed that badly. Bama by 3 with the ball. Nelson, he's feeling it right now. Nelson, no, he missed it. Withers secures the rebound. Up ahead, Ryan. Ingram's running with him. Ryan will peel it back.
Yeah, great transition defense that time by Alabama to get back.
Into the hands of R.J. Davis, ACC Player of the Year. But 0 for 9 from 3-point range. Davis drives, pull up, fires, good! Big game, James. Appreciating that move. He's looking intense.
He was. He's into
Showtime Lakers right there.
He's into it. But how did Davis get open? Threw it to Baycott and came off a handoff and turned the corner for a little floater in the lane.
Now the shots. Pressure packed. Estrada hadn't been afraid all day. Quick release, missed it. Baycott the rebound. Carolina can take the lead as we approach the 2-minute mark. Withers wants the ball, had a mismatch on Sears, and Stevenson whacks R.J. Davis. It's going to send him to the line for 2. Carolina in the double bonus here.
May not have had his best shooting night up to this point, but the confidence is still there for R.J. Davis, and his teammates understand it. He gets an opportunity to get 2 feet in the lane, give him some space. The creativity he has in the shot makings allow him to get that, and then the quick pick and roll. Stevenson, the freshman, out of position, commits the foul.
Just watching the body language of these players on the floor, Jimmy. His free throws come at a good time as Davis drills a clutch free throw. These guys are gassed right now. After all the games are over, Adam Lefkoe, Jay Wright, Candace Parker, and Seth Davis have all the highlights and analysis inside March Madness. It's presented by Buick, only on TBS. This is the guy you want with the ball in his hands when it matters, especially at the line. Davis knocks down 2 big free throws. Carolina is back in front. Here's Sears now for 3. Missed it. Strong rebound from Withers again. Carolina can add to their run. It's a 6-0 burst, answering that Grant Nelson 7-0 burst. Griffin on R.J. Davis. Baycott now. Baycott denied at the rim. Withers keeps it alive. Who touched it last? It'll be off Alabama. Carolina ball here, 7 to shoot.
Wow, I mean, Grant Nelson to help on the drive and then to get back to Baycott to influence the shot. That's what coaches always talk about. You need to have the second and third effort. You can't give it up. And multiple defensive efforts that time by Grant Nelson saved the 2 inside.
Rylan Griffin has had a terrific game. 19 points, 5 made threes. He's been picking up Davis the entire game. They're giving him the burden of guarding the best on the perimeter. Carolina's got 7 to shoot here. Baycott to Davis, turns a corner. Davis drives in traffic, he's fouled. Wise move. R.J. Davis gets himself to the line again.
I mean, it's a simple play, but in the middle of the court, that handoff, because here's the thing. You're not going under on R.J. Davis, okay, on a handoff or that pick and roll. So he's going to have the advantage when you give it to him because his defender is going to be trailing over the top.
Jimmy, when you're missing shots, he's 0 for 9 from 3. Got to be strong-minded in moments like this.
Yeah, the spring confidence, and you don't allow the lack of making shots to influence all the other things you can do to help your team win on the basketball court.
7 consecutive free throws made in this half for R.J. Davis. Carolina up 2. Pringle's coming out, giving it all he can. He just picked up his 4th foul. And Sam Walters is in. He's a 3-point threat for Alabama. Cash free throws from Davis in the clutch. 1 possession game, minute and a half to go. A trip to the Elite 8 on the line. Here goes Sears. Sears working with Nelson. Sears finishes strong. Mark Sears gets to his strong hand, lays it in. Heels by 1.
Decision making, solid defense without fouling. More importantly, get the ball in your best player's hands.
Approaching the 1-minute mark. Weathers, he's going to fire. Missed it.
Why? You don't need, they want you to take that shot, so advantage Alabama right there on that defensive possession.
Alabama can take the lead here. Sears, he's a handful. Sears had 26 in round 2. One of their best scorers. Nelson inside. Nelson, a foul, it goes! And 1! North Dakota, stand up! Grant Nelson a chance at a 3-point play.
What I say about decision making, you take a tough 3, Alabama runs the pick and roll, it's double team, the rotation is late. Withers, who shot the shot, was late on the rotation, and now you got a chance to put yourself up 2. But excellent decision that time by Mark Sears to be able to execute that pick and roll and get it to Grant Nelson.
Devils Lake, North Dakota native. Stellar career in the Summit League. First team All Summit League last year for North Dakota State. And he is delivering for Alabama when it counts the most. Bama by 2. Timeout. 35 seconds left in regulation. Nelson with 22-17 in the half. CBS Thursday, TV's most unexpected detective is back. CBS original series Elsbeth returns. Don't miss an Elsbeth special event with 2 new back-to-back episodes. Thursday, 9/8 Central. It's on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
Well, here's the thing. What's worked for North Carolina is the 2-man game up top on the side for R.J. Davis hitting Baycott, getting the handoff, and then turning the corner. That's who I want the ball in those 2 and have Cormac around that side. So now can't help.
A little over 8 seconds separating shot and game clock. R.J. Davis drives off left foot, blocked by Nelson. Who else? 15 to shoot. Carolina ball. 3rd block shot for Grant Nelson. Make it his 4th. Carolina has time here. They reset it. Wojcik steady with the ball. Now Davis guarded by Griffin. Shot clock down to 6. Davis trying to find some room. Davis got Nelson all over him. Tough shot, no good. And it's Nelson grappling. Shot clock violation. It is Alabama ball with a 2-point lead and 7.7 seconds left.
Game-winning plays. Doesn't always equate to making the pass or making the shot. Defensively, twice in a row, Grant Nelson was isolated on one of the best players in the country.
So the officials want to go to the replay monitor here. They want to check the clock and see if it hit the rim. There was a shot clock violation, was the call on the floor, which was accurate, I think. We'll get a good look at it here. And they're looking at the same replay we are.
Didn't touch the rim.
And so this will be Alabama ball, regardless of who touched it last.
Yep, shot clock violation. And again, Grant Nelson locking down on defense the last couple possessions. When you need to dig into it and get the stop, he's been the centerpiece of that defense. 22 points, 12 rebounds. How about the big time 4 blocks? Says a lot about his versatility to guard in space.
Got to get a quick foul here if you're Carolina. And it's into the hands of Nelson. He is fouled by Ingram. Grant Nelson will go to the line to try to make it a 2-possession game here. He's 8 of 9 from the free throw line in this one. And a clutch free throw shooter all year for Alabama. That's a guy that they wanted to get the ball in his hands.
Well, I mean, but you think about this. You play Creighton, top 10 team. You play Purdue. You play Arizona. Okay, you play Clemson. You've played high-quality teams that's prepared you for this moment.
That's what he dreamed of when he transferred into the SEC. Clutch free throw to give Bama a 3-point lead. And one more, and it could send Carolina out.
Yeah. Big time. This one.
This is backyard. This is what you dream about as a kid right here. To give them a 4-point lead. Grant Nelson, cash, 7-0 run Bama. They clear it out. Nate Oates says no fouls. Carolina's got to go quick. They're down 4. R.J. Davis to the baseline. Gives it to Baycott. It's good, but 1.2 seconds remain. Carolina uses their last timeout. Alabama with a 2-point lead and 1.2 seconds separating them from a trip to the Elite Eight for the first time in 20 years.
And Alabama with no timeout. Oh, we got 2 timeouts left. So very important. And I always say this when you're taking the ball out of bounds. Shorten the length of the pass. Guy out of bounds, you have to take it to your offensive player. Shorten that pass. If you can't get it in your head, a 4 count. You got to be able to get the 4. If you don't got it, call that timeout. And reset it and try to get it back in and be strong with the bat. Anything you float around North Carolina, they could potentially tip. Now, could they tip it out to get a shot? That's the key.
Remember, it was a made basket, so Alabama can run the baseline here.
That's right. And look at this spread. Spread offense.
Oh, boy. Everybody is out of bounds. Carolina trying to guard this. Looks like a football set. Now they go. Estrada trying to get it in, the count, and he takes a timeout, so he's got 1 left.
There it is.
Patient. Makes you wonder if Nate Oates wanted it exactly that way to see how they would line up. Biggest inbounds of the year is coming after this break. Every coach has that one special baseline out of bounds play. You save it for moments like this. Nate Oates can hardly breathe.
And look who they put on the ball, North Carolina. A bigger, longer defender in Jalen Withers to try to influence the pass by Estrada.
Estrada steady with it. The trigger man gets it in. Nelson's got it. Clock ticks. Quick foul. 0.6 remaining.
They're going to take a look, I think, at the clock, too, to make sure that the time was correct going off. That was a quick foul. Let's take a look. Ball is in. Boom. Foul. Should be about 1.1.
Remember, you can't advance at collegiate level. They got to go the distance. Carolina has no more timeouts. Mark Reed taking a look. John Gaffney, Mike Reed, Steve Anderson, 3 officials. Carolina is going to need a miracle now.
Well, no miracle will be there if they make 2 free throws. Yep. And then that's what I'm saying. Watch the clock. Foul comes there. 1.1 around the area. Let's see. Oh, 0.9. So they was off by 0.2. But you talked about it.
Yeah.
Backyard. 2 free throws, you get to the line. But coaches say, in practice, we run, we concentrate, we shoot free throws when we're tired when it counts. And what coaches do too in practice, they'll simulate into the game scenarios where you have to get to the free throw line and put yourself in this situation where you have to step up and make free throws.
He's 10 of 11. Nelson's made 5 in a row. Carolina out of timeouts. 2 shots here. Short. Slight crack in the window.
Okay.
Miss or make?
I'm making it.
Make it.
Now,
get your 3-point lead.
The miss, look,
Scramble on a miss.
Scramble on a miss. But the make ensures that you have nothing else but a overtime.
Tie. Good call. Here we go. Nelson to put him up 3. And he missed it. And it's Nelson got the block. Game over. Alabama. The Sweet 16 is no longer sour. They advance to the Elite 8 for the first time in 20 years. The second time in program history. They move on. Ingram was going to let it fly. And Nelson got the block shot, his 5th. Grant Nelson, one of the all-time great second halves in an NCAA tournament game to send Alabama to the Elite 8 and a matchup with Clemson.